Hello and welcome to Adrienne Ross Squared, squaring off from A to Z. And my goodness, do I have something to talk about today? Sometimes, honestly, I have to wonder, those people who are elected to represent the United States of America, are they representing us or are they engaged in a catfight too often? Today, on January 14th, it's almost the end of my day, actually. By the time you see this, it'll be tomorrow. But right now, it's today, January 14th. Oversight Committee. People, again, elected to represent the nation, can't even get together and have a conversation without looking like they're ready to just pull out the claws and fight in such an embarrassing way. And this isn't the first time, but let's take a look at it. And then we'll flash back at something involving one of these people early in 2024 as well. So this isn't just a one-time thing. And you start to wonder if it'll be the last time because people act like they are out on the streets. And you wonder why we struggle in this nation to get things done. After this, you don't have to wonder anymore. Representative Nancy Mace has been engaged in this battle to make sure that women's spaces are protected. Her background, she is a rape victim. She was also recently attacked by a trans woman. Yeah, I get confused if it's supposed to be trans man or trans woman. A trans woman, not that long ago. She's still in physical therapy for that. And so she has made it her mission to take a stand against this. And that's where the clash began today with Representative Jasmine Crockett, who has just too much attitude for my taste. And again, this isn't the first time. So I'm going to show you what went down today. And then, like I said, we'll flash back to some other stuff. Representative Nancy Mace posted this on X, and then I'll share with you some of her comments following this.
I tried to make it clear how many civil rights, it doesn't just boil down to one conversation, but I can see that somebody's campaign coffers really are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans, so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all to tell me whether or
Do
not
not call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those
I am 47 years
emails
old. I have broken
actually
more
have.
glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
ever
I
will.
am reclaiming my
Let's go.
time.
You will not do that. I
Order.
am not a
Chairman,
child.
I am reclaiming my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr.
we can
Chairman,
do
the
that.
committee is
Order.
not
Okay.
in order.
All right.
I tried.
So in that exchange, Crockett is relating the trans situation to, civil rights. And she used the term child. Nancy Mace didn't appreciate it. And Nancy Mace said, I'm an adult. I'm 47 years old. And she said, if you want to take this outside, we can take this outside. Now, depending on your upbringing, I guess that determines how you take this outside. But I want to take a look at what Nancy Mace said when she posted this. She said, I'm no child, and if I wanted a physical fight, you know it. That's not what this was. Because, of course, when she said you want to take this outside, I say, of course. But again, it depends, I suppose, on where you're from and how you interpret that. But people were saying that she was asking to physically fight Jasmine Crockett. But she says, I'm no child. And if I wanted a physical fight, you know it. That's not what this was. I won't be bullied by someone who wants to take away women's rights while lecturing about civil rights. I won't be bullied by someone who thinks being scared of rape is a quote fantasy. This ain't political, it's personal. Now, I'm not going to say that this issue, this trans issue of people going into women's spaces, intimidating women, and the real possibilities and real experiences for some people of being harassed or raped, etc., in women's spaces. I'm not going to pretend that's not real. I'm not going to pretend that's not a fight worth fighting. I'm still going to say that it just baffles me that professional people whom other people have elected end up in these kinds of situations. And if it were a one-time thing, that would be one thing, but it's no wonder that it's hard to get things done. I don't care for Jasmine Crockett at all. I don't care for the way she presents herself and the way she often speaks. And Nancy Mace says that it had nothing to do with fighting. She was talking about taking it away from the meeting and having a conversation outside. That's what she said. Either way, it's just like, this is just ridiculous. Okay, so I want to take you to Fox News and Fox's write-up of the situation. And then I want to take you back to another situation early in 2024 involving Jasmine Crockett. In the article from foxnews.com entitled Nancy Mace challenges Dem rep to, quote, take it outside after, quote, child listen comment sparks chaos, we get into the nitty gritty. And the article starts with them's fighting words. So they were at the House Oversight Committee, and it ended up in chaos after Nancy Mace challenged Jasmine Crockett to a fight, or so Fox is saying, but Nancy Mace says that's not what she meant. If you want to take it outside, we can do that, Mace said. And so, of course, there was this whole back and forth. It says the squabble was sparked when Crockett said, quote, child listen, during a back and forth about civil rights, women's rights, and transgender rights. So you just look at that right here. Again, this is a meeting, an oversight committee meeting with representatives of the United States. And Crockett says somebody's campaign coffers are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I have no idea what she means, but what trans has to do with somebody's campaign coffers struggling. But Mace did not appreciate being called child. And so she said, I'm no child. Do not call me a child. I'm no child. Don't even start. I'm a grown woman. I'm 47 years old. I've broken more glass ceilings than you ever have. You will not do that. I'm not a child. If you want to take it outside, we can do that. And then you had Chairman James Comer, who in the altercation early in 2025 also was trying to get between some folks. He is there again trying to control the chaos, and he's yelling order, order, order. This is the United States representatives once again. Okay, so Crockett later attacked Republicans, surprise, not, accusing them of going after, quote, the most vulnerable in our country. So she's talking about transgender people. So again, we've got situations where people are not concerned about women and women's protection and women's rights because they've got an agenda that they're following. So she went on, Crockett, to say trans people ain't going nowhere. Just like when the racists wanted to make sure that black people, that's something else she does. It's always about that. Trans people ain't going nowhere. Just like when the racists wanted to make sure that black people somehow were going to be dismissed in this country, we ain't left either. Anyway, so Mace, like I said, and I showed you, she went to Twitter about Crockett's trying to draw a comparison between the trans issue and Black issues, that's the kind of thing that is really annoying. People do it all the time. They want to relate LGBTQ to what Black people have endured or being Black or whatever. There's no comparison there. It's kind of insulting to suggest someone who has chosen to have a surgery or not even have a surgery and to change gender or change sex, I should say, it's more accurate, is the same thing as someone who's born Black. That's just, it just doesn't even, it's just what they do to get their point across, to try to make this, try to tug on people's heartstrings and say, oh yeah, what Nancy Mace has been fighting for is not to mistreat people or anything like that. I will say that she has been fighting for women because women deserve, same thing as we see in sports, women deserve to be protected also. Women's spaces are important also. Children in schools deserve, young ladies deserve to be able to go into their locker rooms, into their bathrooms, and know that they can be safe and that there's no issues going on. I mean, it's rather simple to me, but it has become something that is no longer simple. But Nancy Mace, again, having been a rape victim, having been someone who was attacked by a trans person, you know, and she said, I'm going to fight this fight. And so she's been doing that. Crockett obviously associates this situation with civil rights. And so she's pushing back. She used the word child, and boom, there's a whole lot in the mix. So I want to go back to the Fox to look more at this Fox article. This is from Nancy Mace. She said, there's been a lot of speculation about my intentions during a heated exchange on women's rights earlier today on Oversight. She put this in a statement. Let me be clear. I wanted to take the conversation off the floor to have a more constructive conversation, not to fight. At no point was there any intention of causing harm to anyone. I was just assaulted by a pro-trans man a few weeks ago and am still in physical therapy for my injuries. I know firsthand how the left is capable of doing real physical harm. I will not be bullied into submission. I will not be called names by my colleagues like I was today. I will not be belittled or invalidated, especially as a rape survivor. I will always stand up for women and push back against left-wing extremism that seeks to silence our voices and dismiss our rights. And Crockett also went to X to address the exchange, and she wrote, today, I introduced an amendment to reinstate the Oversight Subcommittee on Civil Rights and Civil Liberties. My Republican colleague threatened to physically fight me. Bless her heart. Yeah. Before we had X, how did people handle these things or the aftermath of these things? It's just wild to me what goes on in our nation, among the leaders of our nation. Even when you have a cause you believe in, or you're fighting against a cause, someone's cause you don't believe in, there's got to be better ways to handle it than the way we sometimes see going on in this country. It's so wild. Now I'm going to flash you back to 2024. In March, Jasmine Crockett was also involved in a situation with Marjorie Greene, Representative Marjorie Greene, who is a Republican. And then Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, she's got some attitude herself, as does Marjorie Greene, and we know Jasmine Crockett. And that one got really, really ugly. And I wrote about it on my Substack back then and showed the video footage. So I'm going to take you into that piece and just take a look at that video clip, which was worse than this one. If you're not subscribed to my Substack, I encourage you to do so. I will put the link in the show description, in the video description, but it's AdrienneRoss.substack.com. There are several subscription options, paid as well as free options. that you can check out over there. But I'm going to take you into that exclusive piece now. And I entitled this Fake Eyelashes, Butch Body. These are quotes. Quote, fake eyelashes, quote, butch body, and quote, girl, baby, girl. Insults fly during catfight in Congress. So this is Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican. She was seriously at fault here. Jasmine Crockett being Jasmine Crockett, she acted like she was, back in the neighborhood. And then Alexander Cortez, Ocasio-Cortez, well, she was being herself as well. So let's take a wife. In case you missed this back in, what was it? I said it was May. It was May. I said March. It was actually May. In case you missed this, check this mess out. These are people considered leaders among leaders in our nation.
Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr. Chairman,
That's beneath
would
even
you
you,
please
Ms. Greene.
begin
That's
the
beneath
order
even
of your
you.
committee.
Order.
I would like to move to take down Ms. Greene's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack
Meeting will
the
suspend.
physical
Meeting will
appearance of another
suspend.
person?
Are your
Move
feelings
her
hurt?
words down.
Oh,
Oh, girl, baby, girl.
oh, really?
Don't even play, with me.
Baby girl?
We're gonna,
I don't think
we are going to
so.
move and we're going to take your words down.
I
Thank you very
second that motion.
You agree to strike your words?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
agree.
Ms. Green agrees to strike her words.
I believe she
Chair
must
recognizes
apologize. No. She
Perry.
must apologize.
Okay, hold on. Then after Mr. Perry's going to be recognized, then Ms. Green
I'm not
has 4 minutes and
apologizing.
21
Well,
seconds.
then
Okay,
you're
reserve
not
the right to
striking your
object.
words.
I am
Mr.
not
Perry.
apologizing.
Now let's go. Come on, guys.
Why don't you debate me?
Mr. Chairman, the
I think
minority.
it's pretty
No,
self-evident.
You're not.
Yeah, you're
out
not.
of order.
You don't have enough
You're out of order.
intelligence.
Chair recognizes Mr. Perry.
Okay, move to strike
I'd like to
I
strike
move to
those
strike the
words
lady's
as well.
I move to
I would
strike-
like to
Order.
strike
the
those
lady's
as well.
words again.
That's 2 requests to strike. That's 2 requests to strike.
Oh, they cannot take the
There's
words.
another motion to strike her words again. Please
All right.
get
Okay.
your members under
Here's
control.
the correct apology. Ms. Green, do you agree to unanimous consent to strike your words?
I repeat again for the second time. Yes, I'll strike
right.
my words, but
That-
I'm not
all right.
apologizing.
Without objection.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's
Hold
a
on.
part
I'm
of the.
trying to find clarification on what quality.
Chairman,
I didn't-
motion to
I had
strike
no
those
idea
words.
what you just said.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just.
Oh,
You
y'all
just
did it first.
voted to do
Y'all
it.
did it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get
Okay.
clarification.
Look at, calm down,
No, because this
I
is
would
what
like
y'all
to get
do.
through
So
proceeding.
I'm trying
Hey,
to get
Ms.
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Ms.
games.
I can't
Crockett.
hear you with your
And you
yelling.
don't want me
Calm
to be-
down. Can
No,
you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take it.
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a
Mr.
problem.
Chairman, Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
Who voted for these people? Who voted for these people? Marjorie Taylor Greene. I know a lot of conservatives are huge supporters of Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm not necessarily one of those people. I don't care for what she said about the fake eyelashes and all that. So unprofessional. And I'm certainly not a fan of AOC. Girl, baby girl, please. Baby girl, all that. I mean, come on, right? And then Jasmine Crockett, I mean, you saw it for yourself. But I gotta go, these people were like, people knew who they were in the neighborhoods and the places, right? I mean, somebody, and they cast a vote for these people. And again, I'm gonna say this. You wonder why it's hard to get things done in the nation. You're not gonna agree. Republicans and Democrats are Republicans and Democrats for a reason. They've got certain things they value, certain principles, certain platforms. So you're not going to agree on everything, and you're going to have friction. Okay. you got to stand up and fight for what you believe in, just as we're seeing there with Nancy Mace. But that display right there is just childish. So you've got your grown people and you've got James Comer, and he's got to try to separate you. And you're talking about fake eyelashes and a butch, badly built body, and baby girl. And you guys are supposed to be the people who represent the country. And this is the stuff we get to see. What? I mean, think about the stuff we don't get to see. Anyway, that was the flashback, but it ain't stopped there. They still going at it. So here's my question. Going back to today's incident. Well, it's crossed over into tomorrow now. So January 14th incident where Nancy Mace said, we can take this outside. She said she meant let's get out of here and let's have a conversation out there. How many of you would have read what she said as a physical fight? She said, if I wanted a physical fight, it would have been clear. That's not what I meant. But what about you? Again, that might have to do with totally where you're from. Where you're from, if you say, let's take this outside, do you think that would you have interpreted that? If someone said that to you, would you have interpreted that as a physical fight? Remember, you're grown people, you're representatives of the United States. Someone says, let's take this outside. Do you interpret that to mean we're going to fight? Would you have been offended if somebody said, child? Would you have said, like Nancy Mace, listen, I'm an adult. Don't address me in such manner, and we can have this conversation outside? Would you have seen that? Would you have taken offense as well? Would you have seen take it outside as a fight? What, thinking about back to the situation in May, what do you think about all that? I'm just curious. How do you read all this? What are your thoughts? And oh my goodness, these are the people who make and take votes that affect all of Americans. Really interesting. Be interested to know your thoughts. Please put them in the comments. Also, if you've not subscribed to Adrienne Ross Squared, please do so. Also, if you have not subscribed to the main channel, The Adrienne Ross Show, please check that out. The link will be in the description of this video. And of course, again, AdrienneRoss.substack.com. I'll put that link in the description as well. Woo! All right. I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.